Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. Welcome to this week's material. Of course, you have to finish that final exam before moving on to Module 7. But Module 7 is really interesting. We're going to talk about professional liability and medical malpractice other lawsuits, Part 2. So there's some great information in here, especially from the aspect of healthcare. I know we have already been through this one time, but we're going to review it again to make sure we have all the details needed in order to understand what we went over in Module 5. So this is Chapter 6, Part 2. You do have 2 lectures. One lecture, of course, is recorded prior, and it's not based strictly on the Cengage material. I have a lot of different material that I use in that lecture, so be sure to take a look at that. There might be a few questions in that lecture on your final exam, so I think it's important to monitor that lecture. You do have a Cengage lecture as well, which really encompasses Chapter 6, and it goes into more detail about medical malpractice and the challenge it poses for healthcare providers. Another thing that I added, just some information about medical malpractice insurance, which is, of course, something that providers carry quite often in order to protect themselves for issues that might happen on accident or might, of course, happen from the perspective of the patient. So take a look at that. Make sure to read Chapter 6 again or review it again. Also, take a look at the Module 7 PowerPoint and the 7 handout, which are encompassing the lecture that I mentioned above, which has more broad detail beyond the textbook, which I think is interesting. And you also as well have your Module 7 lecture question, which we've been doing, right? We did that last week, so make sure to take a look at that. And you also have homework. So homework for Chapter 6 is due this next upcoming week. Again, make sure you submit your first exam by January 7th, and then if you want to jump into this a little early, feel free to do so. You have your homework and your lecture question, which is due, of course, by the end of the week at midnight, and that will be posted in the announcement section. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Appreciate all your work and thankful for the great job that you've done so far. Looking forward to those exams and looking forward to grading them quickly so you know your score. Thanks so much. Have a great rest of the day.